All right, baby, here we go. Season 1 finale. Welcome back to Tricia Talks Podcast, where we have real life conversations about life as a Christian millennial woman. I'm your host, Patricia, and I'm so excited that you've decided to join me for this very special Season 1 finale. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to my little slice of the internet. And if you're a regular, thank you for rocking with me all season long. Y'all are the real MVPs. Today's episode is all about friendship and sisterhood, a topic that's very close to my heart. I have one biological sister. I have one best friend who's been my best friend for the last 24 years. I have cousins, first cousins who are like my sisters, both on my married side as well as my biological side. And, you know, it's something about connection and community that is super duper important for women. I was reading a book, and I think I'd shared this with you guys before, reading a book, Lioness Arise. And what's her name? Lisa Bevere, John Bevere's wife. She is the author of that book. And in that book, she breaks down the lioness and the components and the characteristics of that lioness. And one thing about the lioness that I love is that they lean on each other, the other women, the other lionesses in the pack. They help raise children. They help to feed. They help to find the food. They help to care for the wounds and the life and the emotional well-being, the physical well-being of the entire community. And that really it stuck with me, and it made me really think about, my own relationships, but also relationships within the female community at large. It's something that we see a lot of, women empowerment and things like that. But, I'll say this from my own experience, that has not always been, what is trying to be. It don't be giving what it's supposed to give. So let's start with the basics. What is friendship? For me, friendship is about connection. It's the space where two people come together with mutual respect. They love each other. There is trust. I asked my girls, and you'll see in a little bit, I asked all of the ladies, what they value in relationships and in friendships. And for me, the things I value most in relationships is authenticity, trustworthiness, loyalty, and communication. That's what I look for. If I can check all 4 of those boxes, we got a good foundation to build upon. Absolutely. But if there's some uncertainty in some of those areas, then, you know, we can still be cool, but will you become my friend and my sister? Probably not. Probably not. That doesn't mean that we aren't good, like that we can't hang out, we can't laugh and joke and kiki, have some food, you know, but will you get the full sum of who I am? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Because here's the thing, friendships is not just about having fun or someone to hang out with. It's also about someone that you can do life with, someone that will show up for you in the way that you will show up for them. Someone to tell you the truth in love, someone that can be gracious in their critique and in their criticism, but their critique and criticism is not to shoot you down, but to help you. You need friends, you need people in your community that are going to push you to be better with understanding who you are, your emotional state, your mental state, your physical, like they know who you are and they can push you where it is effective, and not push you to a fault where then you got some things that you're going to have to deal with because this person undid too much. Cause sometimes y'all be doing too much. Not every friend becomes a sister, but when it happens, it is a beautiful thing. Sisterhood, to me, is the result of a friendship that has stood the test of time, baby. Like, we have gone through some stuff and we have made it out on the other side. People that you can go through challenges with are people that show you that you can actually depend on them. They are, wait a minute, another thought just came to my mind. All right, circle back, Patricia, and finish the first thought. People that you can go through challenges with are people that you should hold on to, because in those challenges, there had to be some type of proving that they are worthy and they are valuable enough for you to fight for and for you to stay connected. On the flip side of that, though, there is a thing called trauma bonding. And I think also a lot of why we see so many breakdowns in relationships and friendships is because many of them were founded on trauma bonds. I lost a parent, you lost a parent. I was in a breakup, you was in a breakup. I was having financial struggles, you was having financial struggles. You understand what I'm saying? I experienced trauma in my childhood, you experienced trauma in your childhood. Some type of trauma, issue, insecurity has connected us. The thing is, when one of those individuals choose to begin a healing and the other one is not quite ready for that, or God forbid never becomes ready for that, that's when we start to see breakdowns in friendships and relationships that we once thought was thick as thieves. Baby freaking frack. Bonnie and Clyde. Well, Bonnie and Clyde is a man and woman. But you know what I'm trying to say. I've experienced some of those. Through maturity, I was able to recognize why the relationships broke down, as well as why they were never sustainable to begin with. We must allow ourselves the freedom to heal and to blossom. Don't let your connections to people who are connected to you only for your wounds, and only for that similarity of being in the same struggle. Don't let your familiarity of having people around you be what holds you back from blossoming, healing, and blooming. Allow them to go so you can freely blossom and bloom. And at some point, maybe you will be the source that God will use, or the resource, I'll say, that God will use to help them to heal and to blossom and to bloom and to grow. Give yourself the grace to separate, but to also feel the separation. It's necessary. It's necessary to feel the separation, because then that's when God steps in. And when we allow God to get into that gap, your life completely changes. But we will only be able to allow God to get in that gap if we create the distance, if we allow the separation. Don't get stuck. Heal, blossom, grow, bloom. Be all that you are supposed to be. Become everything that you are. And then become everything that you are supposed to become. That's what I was saying. I do this very often, and I'm sure y'all have caught this over the last 10 weeks. I do this very often where my brain gets to going before my mouth can, and I'm thinking of the next thought, and I stop the thought that I'm thinking to articulate the thought that has interjected that thought. I'm trying to slow myself down so I can speak everything that is in my head properly. All right. And because I jumped to that, I done forgot what I was going to say. So let's just move on. Okay, so let's go into it. Why do women struggle with building and maintaining authentic friendships? You know, this is a loaded topic, but let's go into it a little bit. A lot of women struggle with authentic friendships because of past hurts. You know, they're traumatized, or they feel that pain of what they felt before. They do not want to deal with it again. I think that's something many of us have experienced. I think all of these things are situations and things that we have to work on. We have to allow ourselves the freedom to heal so that we can grow, so that we can actually connect. This is the thought that I was thinking before that I said, forget it. It came back to me. When we make the space and separate from those who are not necessarily for us long term, as you'll hear me say to my daughters and with my daughters later on, people are in your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. And those people who are not there for a lifetime, we must allow those reason friends, those season friends to complete their reason and complete their season. We have to be okay with them completing their assignment in our lives for whatever reason they came and for whatever season they came. Allow them to do what they need to do, accept what they have come to give and bring to you, and add or take away from your life, and move on, because there are people who are supposed to be in your life for life. Now, these past hurts can be a beast, baby. They can really do a doozy on us. We can bring emotional baggage from friendships, betrayals, misunderstandings. You know, we can bring all these things into relationships, and that also can hinder the relationship, and it does, from really becoming what it has the potential to possibly be, because we have all of these layers of baggage and bandages and wounds and things that we have to allow some air to those things so they can actually heal. And here go another thing. The people that potentially are just there for a reason or a season, in my own life, I have experienced reasonable people. Yo, y'all know I be making up my words. I have experienced people that are there for a reason, and those reasons have been to be the abrasion that I need to come out of certain situations, to get up underneath my skin to the point that I no longer can sit in what I'm sitting in. So allow those people to come and do what they need to do. Allow those people to help you unpack and unlayer some of that baggage and those bandages. Come out of those wound cloths. Come up out of that gauze, and let's get some peroxide and some alcohol and some ointment on there so we can heal and be free to connect with the right people. We have to really pause and do the work on ourselves. We really have to do it. So here's some ways that we can do that. First, acknowledge and process that there are past hurts. We have to acknowledge that they exist. Some ways that we can get through that, of course, y'all know journaling is one thing that I do it. Do it, baby. Do it, baby. Do it, baby. Do it. That's what my husband say all the time. Do it. Get your journal, write it out, get that stuff out of you, get it off of you. If journaling alone cannot help, of course, prayer, that's number one. Having and building that relationship with God, and then journaling. Those two things working together are very helpful. In addition to that, some may need a therapist. You may need someone to talk to. You may need to get some tools and some tips, that you can then activate your healing with. So acknowledge and process the hurt, and then give yourself the grace to go through the process. Remember that not every friendship is going to work out, but that doesn't mean that all new connections are bad. That doesn't mean that you'll never be able to have a genuine, authentic connection. So, give yourself some grace, baby. Give yourself some grace. The other thing is to be intentional about a fresh start. This is a really good tip that I think we can implement in so many different areas of our life. If we are intentional, we understand that process is not always easy, and it's more than not always uncomfortable. And we have to be intentional to continue to take those steps. Continue to walk and take the steps of healing, whatever that looks like. Allow yourself to approach new friendships. Don't project the old wounds onto new people. Don't do that. Now let's talk about conquering insecurity and comparison. Comparison can create jealousy, which is the devil. And we should not allow that space. Do not live in the land of comparison. How we do that? How do we not live there? Because that's something that, we live in the world of social media. Everybody's looking at what she got on, what job she got, how much money she make, what man she got, what businesses they building together, what land they buying. We're always judging ourselves and lining ourselves up based on who we see around us. If you want to compare yourself to anyone, compare yourself to yourself. Where was I this time last year? Where was I this time 6 months ago? Compare yourself let yourself be the barometer. You have a goal, set your goals, and then you compare yourself to yourself. Here's some ways that we can come out of that mental space of comparison. And here's one thing that I do often. I live by this, and it benefits me, but it also benefits that other woman. Congratulate that girl. Celebrate each other. Girl, you look good. I like them shoes. Where you get that from? That's cute. Congratulations on your promotion. Yes, new house. Okay, Keys. Do you understand what I'm saying? Celebrate your sisters. Congratulate them. Applaud them. Show them your love and your support. One, it will become a reciprocal thing. When they see that you really love them, you really appreciate them, you acknowledge what they're doing and what they got going on. You're not looking at them sideways like, another bag, right? You got another pair of shoes. Your man bought you another new ring. Ew, don't do that. That's whack. Whackity whack whack. The whack whack whack. Don't do that. Don't do that, because what that does is that starts allowing things to fester inside of you. It makes you become super ugly, and then it makes them look at you like, ew, girl. Now, simultaneously, while you are celebrating your sister, remind yourself of your own value. Remind yourself of who you are, what you got to offer, who you are inside, not things, not tangibilities, but who you are. What do you have to offer? Who am I as a person? That's something that I have really had to evolve to. This season finale, so we've talked about everything at this point. Y'all know that my plan for my life is completely opposite of what the reality of my life, that's what I'll say. The reality of my life, you all know, is the complete opposite of what I envisioned and planned for it. However, that's God's business. Here we are today, we're living in God's business, right? However, because what my plan was is not what I am living in right now or have been living in, I have had a struggle with comparison, because look at where I'm at. Look at what I'm doing. And that's where I'm supposed to be. That's where I should be. Those are things I should have. That's the life I should be living. But look at where I'm at. Look at what I'm dealing with. Look at what I got going on. Right? So those are internal things that I have warred and battled with for years. And it took some situations to really rub me the wrong freaking way. I mean, baby, it took some situations. God allowed some things to happen that definitely had me like, oh, word? Oh, okay. One, when you already feel a way about yourself, and then when people that you trust and value come in and they regurgitate what you feel about yourself, yeah, that's an ugly thing. It don't make you feel good. Especially when the majority of their basis for those things is not founded on truth. How they got to that conclusion is not the reality of how you got to that situation. Do that make sense? How they arrive to their conclusion of who I am is not the reality of how I actually became who I was. At all. That, though, is what was the thorn in my flesh, as Paul said. It was a thorn in my flesh that I could not get out. But God has gotten it out for me because I submitted to the process of dealing with me. All of my insecurities, all of my frustrations, all of my resentments, all of my disappointments, all of my own personal failures in my own self that I felt about my own self. So the reason I bring all of that up, though, is because we're talking about friendships and community. And I think it's important that we allow the people that are in our circle to be free enough to communicate what they honestly feel. How that impacts the relationship is how it will impact the relationship. However, do not have closed ears to what the people are saying. Allow yourself to sit in what you are hearing and allow yourself to feel the feelings, whatever comes from those words and how it makes you feel, but then process it. Take it through the accountability check. Take it through the accountability. Where do I fit in the things that have been said about me? Where is there accuracy to the perception that people have of me? Now, I'm not telling you to live by what people think or feel about you. What I am telling you to do, though, is allow yourself to hear what is being said so that you can take it and work on yourself. So that, because these could be reasonable or seasonal people, right? So don't miss the opportunity for that relationship to do what it came to do. I am much better today because of the friction that was caused years ago by how people shared their authentic perception of me. Not because what they said was accurate. Well, some of what was said was accurate. But what caused me to change, where the light bulb turned inside of me, was hearing the reality of what the perception is, but the fact that it was based on falsities. How they came to the conclusions was not how I arrived to the place that I was in. So I became a work in progress. Let's clean up Patricia. Let's clean up these insecurities. Let's clean up these things so that you can blossom and so that you can represent yourself the way that you are supposed to be presented to the world, the way you are supposed to be perceived. Now, yes, I still may not have this, that, the third, or the other, or the fourth. But when this, that, the third, the other, the fourth, the sixth, the fifth, the 23rd, the 19th, the 172nd, the 3,564th, all the things that God has already promised, when all them things start coming, it's going to be because of God. It's not going to be because Patricia was that girl that was a hustler that went out there and bust her behind to get what she needed to get done. It's not going to be because her husband has evolved into a different place and we are in a different tax bracket. It's not going to be because her children have rose up and called her blessed, because they will and they have and they do. But it's not going to be because they have rose up and now they are providing nope, it's going to be because of God. Yeah, I don't know how we got off to that, but that was a good one. I just shared without sharing it all. I shared it all, baby. Okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, in relationships, I think it's important for us to learn how to manage our unrealistic expectations. I think it's unfair to place expectations on people who are unaware of what your expectations are, and to hold them to a standard of something that you have not articulated or communicated is super unfair. And you will never have successful relationships if you live in that space and in that world that you just have this expectation that people are supposed to be, do, say, feel, and all of that without you ever communicating that you would like this, that, the third, the other, or the fourth. That you're never going to have a successful relationship. Some friendships break down because of unmet and unspoken expectations. Expecting friends to read your mind is ludicrous. Stand up! When I move, you move. Just like that. We don't know that we're supposed to move when you move. Like, if that's what you expect, you gotta say that. When I move, I need you to move. Just like that. You gotta say that. You can't just have the expectation. When I move, you move. Just like that. When I move, you move. Just like that. When I move, you... That's not how that works. Yeah, that's not right though. You cannot expect people to read your mind. People are not always going to agree with you, and people are not always going to be available to you 24 hours out of 7 days of every week. That's just not realistic, and it's not fair to expect that from people. Some ways that we can get around that, to not allow that to be a negative impact on our relationships, is to communicate clearly. Share what you need. Share what you expect. Let your friends know who you are, what you feel, what you desire, how you like your friendships to be, what you want from them, and what you want to give, what you want to offer. Be willing to hear also. If you're going to share, be also willing to hear what your friends would like and what they have to say, what their needs are in return, you know? Another thing is to be flexible, especially as adult women. People are busy. And life happens. Everything is not always going to be the way you want it to be. Everything is not always even going to go as planned. You know, something may happen. We got children. Our kid may get sick while we supposed to be having a girls' night, and I end up that I can't come because my baby's sick. I'm not going to leave my baby home and they sick to go and hang out. I'm not going to do that. And you have to be able to understand that. Have grace for that, because all expectations are not going to be met. Every expectation is not going to be met. And that's on both ends. From your friends are not going to meet all your expectations, and you're not going to meet all their expectations. That's where grace comes in. When we address these root causes of friendship struggles and we start applying some of these tips and things that we have heard and learned, then we as women can foster deeper and more authentic connections. Authentic connections are birthed from authentic people. Authentic friendships also take effort. They take work. It takes putting in the work. You know, we're talking about friendships and sisterhood, and we're women, so that's why this conversation is about this, about women. But relationships, period, take work. It takes effort. It takes intention. It takes attention. You know, it takes us being present. And that's not just physical, but being present mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It takes us being present. And that takes effort. Being present takes effort. It requires something of us. Authentic friendships are a reward. They are a blessing. And they don't happen often. So it's important to cherish the ones that you have, to value those authentic relationships, and to put in the work and the effort to maintain them. So yeah, I'm really grateful that God blessed me with the strength to embrace the freedom to heal and to grow and to blossom, because there's so much that our daughters need to receive from us. I paused because the thought came to my mind about lessons being taught and lessons being caught. And I want to be able to provide my daughters with both. effective lessons that I actually am able to teach them. But as they are older, I'm learning that they also have a lot of lessons that they caught that have also been effective for them in their maturation into womanhood. So this part of the conversation that we're about to get into is very important to me as a mother. Our daughters are watching us. How we navigate our friendships, how we navigate our relationships, how we navigate our emotions, how we navigate life, how we navigate our health. Our girls are watching us. So I thought it was important to bring my girls in. So again, y'all can hear their perspective. My hope is that they see the beauty of intentional relationships and that they understand that true sisterhood is a gift from God. So, introducing my baby girls, Taylor and Brooke. All right, come on.
Okay, hi, I'm Taylor. Everybody calls me Feezy, and I am Tricia Talks' oldest daughter.
Hey guys, I'm Brooke. I work in a childcare. If you're looking for somebody who needs another childcare aid, I'm available.
What do you value most in your friendships?
Honesty. Loyalty.
That's what everybody says.
What do you say? I'm asking you.
Good communication. Amen.
Have you had experiences where that was not either of you, where what you value was not what you received in your friendships?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it wasn't there, it wasn't a real friendship. Amen.
Okay. So is that how you handled it?
I'm not gonna lie.
You're doing the uttermost.
Dang, buddy.
Let's go. Back to my question, Brooke.
What was I saying? I don't even remember the question.
Okay. I was asking, have you ever experienced what you value in your friendship not being in your friendship?
Oh, that's what I was saying, chat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm such a people person. I don't really lose friends, which may sound cocky, but I'm not being cocky. I'm just like such an outgoing person, I guess. I don't like if they're my friend, I kind of just keep them, but
so the ones that were at one point in the category of friend, if they're no longer there, that means they weren't really.
Yeah, they was just an associate for real.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you handle that type of conflict or like unalignment?
I just let it be. Like, it is what it is. Because, people just grow apart sometimes.
Right.
And you gotta keep going with life, because life don't stop. So.
That's right. Season, reason, or a lifetime.
Yep.
All right. So here's a good one, okay? What's one thing you think older generations might not understand about friendships today?
We have social media.
That's the thing.
Okay. So
but
with
like,
that,
in the same breath though, the old people be the ones on the social media.
Because I was going to ask, with that, how do you think social media has influenced how you connect with people and how you make friends or connect with friends?
Okay, I just talked about this in my psychology
This is a
class.
good question because you're right. Like we were.
I wasn't saying that you guys were old though.
No.
I was saying more like.
Okay, she's 19, we're 42. It's a big difference, okay? What I'm trying to say is social media just started out when we were in college as freshmen.
This is true.
Black Planet, MySpace, all of that started our freshman year is what I'm saying. The reason why I brought that up is because while we had social media, it didn't impact us like that because we weren't really on it like that. You know, like we still engaged with people in the real world. And I feel like y'all generation don't do that very much.
I agree. In my psychology class last week, we were talking about, it was like a blind date type situation and love and adulthood and all that type of stuff. And the question was like, would you do it? And I said,
blind date?
Would you do what? Like Love is Blind?
No, not like Love is Blind, but like,
if I was so desperate in life. No.
It was like, we watched a video and it was the man sitting there and then the woman got invited too. And this is why I don't do stuff with them, because they do this the whole time. Like,
this girl said, if I'm 35 and I'm still living with y'all, put me on Love is Blind. And you shaking your head.
They were on a blind date and they were like, the question was like, do you believe in love, like love at first sight type? And would you do a blind date like that, like to get to know somebody, and would you keep it going if it goes good? I said I would, because I don't think I've met anybody like in the real world and had like an actual good relationship and friendship with them. Like I think it all stems back to social media.
Oh, like you don't meet nobody like just regular.
Like I don't just meet people. Like I meet
like
people.
Only 19.
That's
yeah, but the people that you are connected with, like in real life, are people that you know from real life. They're not people you met on social media.
But like, even though like I've met these people in real life, like a lot of time we spent a year and a half in COVID. Like
COVID had the same friend group. We be on the phone every day nonstop playing the game. And
are you still friends with that same friend group?
I'm friends with 2 out of the 3.
Okay.
No, but me and the one that did fall out, we fell out over stupid stuff. If I was to see the person in person, I don't think I'd be too raged up anymore, because
look what the Lord has done.
Exactly, because God forgives. And I should be like Christ.
I know you lying.
What?
This should be big like old Grinch in my face.
Oh.
Okay, so come on. I want to ask you guys, how do you think my friendship with Jessica has impacted, or what have you witnessed from our friendship that you could or could not, positive or negative, to take into your friendships?
I'm gonna lie, like from my perspective, our friendship is kind of gold. I feel like y'all might not talk every day, like for certain points of your life, but I feel like when you do talk, it's not like anything was like missed or anything against each other. Right. And you guys are there for each other at important times. Like both of you guys' parents died.
But first trip
for each
there.
Other,
yeah. That was pretty amazing.
I feel like y'all just good friends. I feel, Mom, you done introduced Auntie Jess to Dad's side of the family, which is so random, but like,
yeah, Grandma. I mean, she go to her kid.
Yeah, like all this stuff. I think that's pretty nice. You know, that whole, you know what I'm trying to say. Y'all all get along really good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Y'all good friends.
I think you guys are a good representation of friendships.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay, what does sisterhood mean to you? And do you see it in your friendships?
Yes.
Okay, but the first part of the question has to be
yes to both.
What? What does sisterhood mean to you? Somebody who always there for you. Someone you can talk to no matter the time, no matter the day, no matter the weather.
Somebody who we listen and we don't judge, but like without you having to tell them to not judge.
Right.
For example, when I'm in a room and I just fart, Taylor just shut up and she don't say nothing because she listen and she don't judge.
Do you see it in your friendships?
Yeah, with my bestie, yeah. Others,
I do too. I agree with that.
Yeah. Well, others, I think, yeah, too, though.
Do you?
Yeah, like with my, because you said don't name drop, so I moved the mic and I say,
and you just talked into Medea.
I feel like at the point in my life right now, like it's changing in my friendships. Like it's not the same as.
And that happens. That happens. I mean, y'all know I have other friends that are.
Why did you just bring it back like that? You're the main one who always says, "Mom, you always say you don't have no friends, but you literally have friends." Like,
me?
Yes, Brooke is the main one who always says that.
About me?
Yes. When did I say that?
That I don't have friends. That I say I don't have friends, but I have a lot of friends.
Yes, you just don't live around them.
Yeah, but I also don't have a lot of friends, contrary to what you may think. I don't have a lot of friends. I have people that I know. I have people that I associate with. But people that show up for me, people that's present and reciprocal.
All right, she about to go in.
Oh, okay.
Up a Lord.
All right.
That's all right.
All right.
You my friend.
Holy Jesus, glad to have you.
Can I be your friend?
Yeah.
You know, some people say I'm not one of your little friends.
That's right. And I'm not one of your little friends. But we can be friends. Yeah, we can be friends, but I'm not one of your little friends.
Okay.
Next. Oh, what was
like
the
a background character?
No, for real. They're gonna be like, who is this man talking about? Has that been in one of your videos?
Yep, because he's done things just like this.
Like, have they seen him?
Yep, because he did like this in one.
Oh, gosh. He was supposed to be like a mysterious character, like
what's
his name? Of the Proud Family.
That's right. You're part of this podcast.
You in my head.
Wizard Kelly.
Yes, Wizard Kelly.
Wizard Kelly. He's supposed to be like Wizard Kelly.
Wait, and he'd be like, yeah.
All right, last question, okay?
The broken roads.
Ready, Brooke? Okay.
Straight to you.
All right. Do you think friendships are as important as family?
Yes.
Why or why not?
Yes, because friends can become family, and family cannot be friends at all.
Yes, I do believe that friendship is just as important as family, because sometimes your family can be weird and you like won't have like no type of connections with your family won't reach out to you and all types
big
of stuff.
Weird.
Big, just weird.
I hate a family member that say you ain't texted me in so long but you got my number.
Big weird.
Girl, and I'm the kid.
I'm the child.
I'm at school. What you doing at home?
Not nothing.
Not nothing.
Not a thing.
Aisha said it best. Friends are the family we choose.
The chicken must be real good.
That's delicious.
Well, no, I just gulped the spaghetti. I mean, let's tell the people how we met.
Okay.
So I started on, I believe it's the day right after Labor Day, because I'm from New York and I'm also Guyanese. So I decided to do Labor Day and then go to school. My very first day in class, I meet this girl that looked like a New Yorker. And she was sitting in the back, and I think I actually, because I walked in late, I was,
Okay, pause. Why did everybody think I was from Brooklyn? Why?
I did think you was from Brooklyn. I told you that. Not necessarily from Brooklyn. Pause. I think you were from New York.
Yeah, I got Brooklyn all the time.
Not like upstate or somewhere. Like, I thought you were from
New York
the
City.
four boroughs. No disrespect to Staten Island. but I thought, because I know nothing about them, but I thought you were. Anyhow. And then I noticed that she was going on, after that class was ended, I went to my next class, and she was also in that class, and then so on and so forth. Then realized that she was in every single class I was in for my freshman year, first trimester. And then we clicked. We've been friends ever since. And
August
that was
2000.
August of 2000. Mm-hmm. So that is technically 24 years plus.
What, in your opinion, does a successful relationship or friendship look like?
Transparency.
Okay.
Honesty.
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of look at it like my intimate relationship with my spouse.
Absolutely. I feel the same way. It's relationships across the board. I feel like have the same standard. Yeah. I think sisterhood and like those type of relationships are, I mean, without the intimacy, they are just as significant without the physical intimacy. Let me make that clear. We are in tune with each other, I feel like, in a non-sexual, but it's an intimate way.
I was just going to say that because you even told me the other day, like, we need to make time to see each other.
Absolutely. We experienced a lot together. We have
deaths,
the loss of parents, relationship and marriage issues. We have experienced womanly issues. We have experienced, I already said marriage and relationship. We have experienced our own relationship highs and lows and ups and downs and challenges. And I think that might be something we should talk about, Jessica, because a lot of women do not deal with conflict well in their relationships. And I have experienced women who are older than us that have relationship breakdowns with their lifelong friends. And we have had some things, not stuff that, I mean, it could have torn us, I guess, if we were in that frame of mind. Nothing that we have experienced, I feel like, are actually relationship dissolvable issues.
Right.
However, with lack of maturity and lack of grace, it could have been that way.
Yeah. And I also think, too, when dealing with those conflicts, the first thing I think about, do I really want this relationship?
Correct.
Because you don't want to keep anything that you don't necessarily want.
Correct. Look at this. Somebody's calling Jessica.
It's actually my boss.
Well, I guess you got to take that. Okay, so what else shall we discuss in the next 10 minutes? What were we talking about? Did we finish our thought?
I do, because I think it was very important.
Okay, yeah.
We were discussing how important it is for you to establish whether, if you have something, if you feel uncomfortable about a situation with your good friend, best friend, whatever relationship is, you have to think about, is this worth me keeping? Is this worth me having a conversation? Is this worth any of this? Because if it's not, then you move on. But if you feel this is priceless to you, or that this is something that's important to you, then you got to do something about it. You got to put in the work. And not just you, it's both of you. So it can't be a one-way street, because you know, a relationship is two people.
That's right.
So you be like,
I need to cut some more of this over here.
And wanting a relationship, it has to be
both parties. That's what a relationship is, a two-way street. It's not just one-sided. And that's when things start getting a little shaky, when it's not a double-sided relationship.
Right.
And but that happens sometimes in relationships where one doesn't have as much to offer or give or to be as present, and the other one will pick up the slack. That's normal in relationships. But when the attention and the intention is not there, then you feel it. That's when you feel tension. That's when you feel the distance and like something ain't right.
I would say, like, I do appreciate the fact that, you know, because sometimes me is quick to be like, not necessarily end relationship, because I do cherish our friendship. But my instance is to automatically be like, I'm done. I got to pause.
Me and Jessica talk all the time about how we are the yin and yang to each other.
Complete opposite.
We are, like, Jessica will go months without having the conversation that needs to be had. I mean, and we'll just let it sit there for a second while she simmers. Cause that's what she's doing. Right. It's not just there and she's simmering on it. It's bubbling underneath her. Where I'm gonna give you a good week, baby, and maybe a week. And now that we in our 40s, it might be 2 weeks just cause that's how life be. It don't be because I'm just letting time pass. But you're gonna get a little bit of time and then I'm knocking on your door. All right, what's going on?
And now the good thing, what I will say about me too is once that conversation is had and I have addressed how I felt, it's up to you to want to accept that, but I have moved on.
Yeah, well, you are like that. That once you address it, that it is a done deal. Like you said, when you value something, you work for it. And this relationship is one that I value and I work for it. So if it's something that's not right, I'm not going to let Jessica just sit in her corner and we don't address it. We're going to address it, whatever need to be said, whatever need to be done, whatever apologies, understanding, whatever need to be done, we're going to do it. And so we get it back together. But that's why it's important to pick and choose your friends wisely. Because sometimes Jessica has never been offended by me saying, what's going on?
No.
And actually, if I know my best friend, she's waiting on me to say what's going on.
And how many times have that happened where you would be like, Jessica?
Right. I was about to say, I'm going to have to bleep that out.
But how many times have you ever told me and then I just start bawling?
Yeah, we have really done life together. And I think it's important for people to see that
this is great thing once you find that person.
Absolutely. And just like anything, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. Even if there's nothing going on that's like we are at odds for any reason, just time and distance, because we don't live in the same city or the same state. So we do a lot of phone. We on FaceTime every day. This has been our life for the last 10.
FaceTime came about.
Right. This has been our life where we do this all day long. Also, y'all know I'm a stay-at-home mom. She's a full corporate baddie, okay? She is top tier corporate girl. All right. So that's another opposite that we have, which was not supposed to be an opposite, but that's just how life works. But I get all of my corporate work and world through Jessica. She be like, ooh, what I need to do, how I need to word this.
I was just gonna say, sidebar, when I gotta fire somebody, when I gotta do anything to somebody, I'm calling this girl to be like, how you think I should handle this one?
Exactly. I say it all the time. I was Chat GPT before there was a Chat GPT.
That's right.
She's at work, and all the work that I do, I'm either in my home, I'm working on a laptop or computer or something. So I'm working while she working, and we doing it together.
We went through graduate school together, like
as well as undergrad, which Jessica didn't mention. She said we met on the first day. We went to college together. That's how we know each other.
I apologize.
We attended the same university.
I'm so excited about talking about how we met, and we went
and
to
Jessica,
college.
why do you not mention that anything about being on the bus that before school started?
I don't remember that. I told you, you will fill those things in. I do not remember being on no bus.
Yeah, because we actually met prior to class.
No, I don't remember that. I keep telling you that. I don't remember that.
Well, were you not on the bus with me then?
24 years ago was a long time ago.
Then who was on that bus with me when I met all the boys? Because that's when I met everybody.
I mean, I'm sure we'll have a comment or two. Be like, that was me, Patricia.
Don't start that.
But it definitely wasn't me.
Don't start that.
I will also say, she has also brought me closer to the Lord.
Come on and testify. Testify. Hallelujah. What you say this morning? Holy Jesus.
Holy Jesus. She has also brought me closer to the Lord. I was born and raised in a Catholic family. I went to Catholic school all my life. But
excuse me, I'm sorry. If you hear any commotion, my son's getting in the car. It's carpool time. And I'm going to have to move this because I can't drive with this whole iPad right here. Hold on. Let me see how I can reset this up. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
So as I was saying, Patricia has also brought me closer to the Lord. As you know, she came from a Christian home. Her father was a bishop. Her brother is, a pastor. It's a lot of Christianity that she has an abundance of knowledge about. And I'm so eager to learn more and more about it. And when I do have issues outside of just day-to-day stuff, she's always throwing a scripture and letting me just get that, soak it in.
That's right. As Sean say, let me put some Bible on it.
I appreciate her. There's moments where she'll be like, let's pray on it. And I can tell you I have so many testimonies about how God works in mysterious ways, about work, school, my children, my marriage. So I'm forever grateful.
So, Caitlin, what do you value most in your relationships or your friendships?
Honesty and communication.
Excuse me, Yoshi is really whining. It's getting in my video. Let's come back to your answer. You said honesty and
communication.
Okay. And what did I ask y'all next? Have you experienced in your friendships or relationships where the things you value, you have not received?
Yeah.
And how have you handled that?
By distance and communication. If I talk to you about it and I feel like nothing is being resolved, then I'm going to obviously see that you're not hearing me out. So I'm just going to move forward in a mature way and just distance myself from that because I don't want to be a part of it.
Precisely. Or as y'all say, period.
Yeah.
Yes.
Period.
Right.
Period.
Yeah. What else do I want to ask you, Caitlin? Oh, this is another good one I asked the girls. What's one thing you think older generations might not understand about friendships today?
That most of the time, well, for me, for my friends, I know that, like, majority of the time, like, we like to go in, like, big groups and, like, hang out. Like, and when we hang out, we don't usually, like, do stuff. It's just hanging out. Like, I feel like older generations, like, they're gonna, like, it's gonna be different. Like, cause when we hang out, we're mostly just doing TikToks or, like, cause, like, for example, for the mall, we don't really go to the mall to shop. We don't.
This is Taylor y'all hear over here in the corner because the people in the video can't see Taylor. Taylor is laughing and said, that's real.
Yes, like, we don't really
get
go
together
to
and be laying on the couch for hours.
Yeah, y'all do nothing. You're just being together. Yeah. But that's what we did.
It's like company. Like, yeah, like, yeah.
So we did the same thing. It's just that we didn't have the technology that you guys have today. So our TikTok.
Yeah, but you make it seem like, no, you was like, so you just went to the mall to just hang out, not to buy anything, just to hang out.
Yeah, because we wasn't just going to the mall just to go to the mall. We was absolutely going to the mall to purchase.
We were going to the mall.
Yeah. We was shopping.
We were shopping.
But also we was working since we was 12 and 13. So we always had a little change. So we always was.
I have changed myself.
Yeah,
that's right. But y'all now also have online shopping.
Right.
Yeah.
So that makes the shopping experience different. Where we were excited to go to the mall to shop because that's, we didn't have online shopping like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did not.
Which also, when we consider that, it makes sense why they go to the mall just to make TikToks because it's a different setting.
Yeah.
It's a different background.
Yeah,
it's a different
most of the shopping we do was online.
Right. Okay. Caitlin, what does sisterhood mean to you and do you see it in your friendships?
What sisterhood means to me is for someone to always have your back and someone you can actually count on, and you guys don't have to speak every day, but you know when it's time for like one of them to show up, they're gonna be there for you, and like vice versa. And I see that in one of my friends, my best friend. Ever since like the 6th grade, it's like everything, like we've been through so much together, like so much. Like we had our ups and downs, but like all of our ups and downs, nobody ever knew about. It was always kept between me and her, because I feel like once you get other people involved in your relationship, everyone has an opinion.
Absolutely.
And it's irrelevant, because at the end of the day, no one's living in y'all relationship. So I feel like sisterhood is like, it's really like maturity and like how you go about things and like the friendship, and like if you both like each other, like if you both.
I'm laughing at your mother because she's sitting over there just as happy as a clam. Like, look at my girl.
That's my girl.
Okay, I'm sorry, Caitlin.
Yeah, and
it's your mother. She distracted me.
Yeah, I just feel like if you really want to see one of your friends at sisterhood, you have to like, and it's vice versa. Like you both have to like put in like what you like think would be like in a friendship, like especially loyalty. Like you want someone to have your back, you should have theirs too.
That's 100% accurate though, and I love that. It is very, very rewarding to hear. I personally. Like, this whole conversation with our girls was something I personally just wanted to hear. Their perspective on friendships, relationships. So, like, Jessica and I, we have a sisterhood for real.
Right.
I mean, we both have our own biological sisters, but Jessica and I are real sisters minus the blood.
Sidebar. I just want to put it out there. My sisters know that Patricia is my sister.
Oh, absolutely. As well as my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And clock that too.
Yeah. My family is aware of
Correct.
The status of my relationship with Jessica.
And that's what Brooke was saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly what Brooke was saying. Again, my co-host is down here. I can't see her. But that's what Brooke was saying too. Like, she loves the fact that we are so close, and not only are we close, but you're close with, also, we all went to school together, me, you, and Javon. So you know Javon from school.
Right,
we were friends before me and Javon started dating.
That's right.
So, of course, you would know that whole thing. But the fact that you are connected to his family as well.
I just wanted to sidebar about, you was talking about how I knew you before Javon. And I just wanted to sidebar and say, like, you had told me, like, you met this guy, he's trying to holler. And I said, well, let me see him. And then we decided to go out that night. we went to Polo Lounge. And she said, there he is. I said, I don't know that boy from a can of paint. I said, you know what? If you like him, I like it. And I'm happy for you. Whatever makes you happy, I'm happy. And I only known this girl for like 5 months.
Yeah, and I didn't know that man from nowhere. And let's not talk about how fat. That's a whole nother conversation. We have to come back and do a whole nother episode. This is on sisterhood.
It's important that when you do disagree with the choices of your friends, that you are transparent with your friend.
Absolutely.
It is your choice. However, this is not something that I would agree with.
Absolutely.
Or this is something.
And we've had those moments.
And we've had those type of friendships with other people.
Well.
Okay.
Come on now. You see how Caitlin looking at you? Come on now.
Leave it for the playground.
Come on now. Come on now. The way you keep looking at her. Alright, so I got one more question. How do you think our friendship as mothers, like our friendship, has impacted the way you see friendships?
When your dad died and my mom and my dad, they weren't here for a day, and she surprised you and showed up to your house, I was like, that's literally like the most sympathetic sympathetic like thing to do, especially to a friend, because they're in like their most vulnerable space and they just need a hug or a friend. And I feel like that's what you needed. And like my mom was there to support you and give you that. And I feel like it's vice versa, because when her mom died, I saw you step foot in our doorstep. Mm-hmm. You were right there. And I think she cried as well. Mm-hmm. And I know you cried as well too.
Listen.
Oh no. Baby, I think you bawled.
She just showed up. And when I opened the door, I actually thought it was my cousin based on the silhouette from the other side of the door.
Let me tell you what I heard, folks. I heard her say, because I got my face to the door, but I had on a hat, because literally she sent me a text. I believe it was like 3, 4 in the morning. I did not see it until like 7 when I got up. And I was laying there.
And I missed your calls.
And she missed my call. Exactly. I called her immediately. She didn't respond. And then I told my husband, and I was like, we got to go to Maryland. And he's like, what happened? And he has an accent. So he said, Patricia. He said, what happened to Patricia?
You don't got to do my brother like that on this podcast. You don't got to do that.
I said, her dad died. Long story short, we get there, and I have a hat on, I have sunglasses. You're not going to be able to recognize me through the door. And I put my face through the door, and I hear her telling her mom, like, I ain't expecting no guests. This got to be for you.
That's exactly what I said. Prepare yourself to come to this door, because I don't know who this is, and I don't got the energy for it. Child, when I looked past you and saw Dylan, and that's when it registered in my brain.
Oh, okay, because I don't even think you recognized me.
I didn't. When I opened the door, I still didn't. It was Dylan that I saw that I was like, oh my God. And that's when I fell into your arms.
Yeah. After I hugged you, J-Mom was like, this is like the first time that she is crying this heavy.
Look at my nephew's hat. Why? The hat.
It's a bonnet.
It's a bonnet.
You know what? Yeah.
It looked like an old man Kango. That's why I said
the
that.
That the French people wear.
Yes,
but you're talking about a Kango. Exactly, the French people wear. That's exactly right.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's nice that you
recognize that.
Yeah. But we would do that for each other before then.
Yeah, but that's who we are. We show up for each other.
Yeah. And you know what, too? I like to tie in the Lord, too. And I'm happy that Caitlin is going to, I guess, a parochial school.
Yeah.
Yeah, meaning Catholic religious.
Okay.
She is going to a religious school, and what I'm happy about is that they're learning the Bible. Mm-hmm. And there are times that she has difficult moments, and she will literally text me and say, I'm going to the chapel to pray. Mm-hmm. And I like that for her.
I'm really blessed and thankful to God that we have this relationship that our girls can see. Baby, we made it to week number 10, episode 10. I'm so excited that you guys have stuck it out with me for the last 10 weeks. I hope that you have gained something, some insight. You were able to learn something that you can apply to your own life. I pray that you guys are excited about season 2 whenever God allows us to release whatever that will be, whenever that will be. I hope that you stick around and you stay connected. I'm just really grateful. This baby, we locked in for life now. 10 episodes and we thick as thieves. Y'all done got a lot of my crazy, a lot of my all over the place. But I really hope that you also have gotten my heart and you heard something in one of these 10 episodes. This one is the longest that we've done all season. But I really hope that you've gotten something out of these 30-minute-ish episodes that has helped you as a woman to see yourself, to recognize that you are not alone, to understand that you have the tools and you have everything that you need inside of you to be who you are purposed and destined to be. I pray that through these episodes, you have gained some encouragement, that you have received some wisdom, that you have been able to gain some adaptable tools to apply to your life, whether it's in motherhood, whether it's in breaking free from the sting and the stigma of self-esteem issues, whether it is healing from grief of all kinds, whether it is making good planning schedules and, learning how to be a businesswoman, what to do to prepare for marriage. I pray that you, the woman, has been fed in these last 10 weeks, because the next seasons that we going into, we're going to really get into some life topics. And I hope that we come to those next seasons, myself included, as a better, more whole, more healed, more evolved woman. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for going on this ride with me, baby. We 10 toes down and 10 weeks in. Season 1 completed. Thank you for watching Tricia Talks Podcast. We'll see you next season.